Last week, the U.S. Surgeon General released a report. He called loneliness the public health crisis of our time. Here's the number that should terrify you. 1 in 2 Americans report feeling lonely every single day. Not occasionally, not sometimes, every single day. But here's the paradox. We have more ways to connect than ever in human history. 700 Facebook friends, 2,000 Instagram followers, dozens of group chats. So why do you feel more alone than your grandparents ever did? I'm going to tell you something that might hurt. You're not lonely because you're alone. You're lonely because you're surrounded by the wrong people. You're lonely because you've become a stranger to yourself. 2,000 years ago, a Chinese philosopher named Zhuangzi told a story that explains this perfectly. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why the most successful people in history, Einstein, Tesla, Bill Gates, all had one thing in common. They mastered the art of being alone. Not loneliness, solitude. Let me show you the difference. Here's a question. Have you ever come home after a fun party and felt more exhausted than after a 10-hour shift at work? Your body didn't do anything, but your soul completely drained. Why? Let me tell you what's really happening. In Eastern philosophy, there's a concept called qi, your life force, your energy, your battery. Every day, you wake up with a full tank, but then you check your phone. 15 notifications. Your anxiety spikes. Minus 10% qi. You get to work. Your coworker complains about their weekend for 30 minutes. Minus 15% qi. Lunch. You smile and nod at jokes that aren't funny. Minus 20% qi. Evening. You go to a party you didn't want to attend. 2 hours of small talk with people you'll forget tomorrow. Minus 40% qi. By the time you collapse into bed, you're at 15%. And tomorrow, you start the cycle again. The ancient Taoists had a term for this: leaking. You are a vessel with 1,000 cracks, and every fake smile, every forced conversation, every time you say, "I'm fine," when you're not, more qi leaks out. Now, here's what nobody tells you. Most people will drain you and never even know it. They're not bad people. They're not trying to hurt you. They're just empty boats drifting in the current. Which brings me to the story that changed my life. Imagine this. You're rowing a small boat on a foggy lake. It's early morning. The water is glass. No sound except your paddle cutting through the stillness. This is peace. This is what your soul has been craving. Suddenly, bam! Another boat crashes into you from the fog. Your tea spills. Your boat rocks violently. Your perfect moment is destroyed. Rage floods through you. You spin around, ready to scream, "Watch where you're going, you!" But then you see it. The other boat is empty. No one is rowing it. It's just drifting with the current. And in that instant, your anger evaporates. The crash was the same. The spilled tea was the same. But because there's no one to blame, there's no anger. Now, let me ask you something. Think about the last time someone hurt you. Maybe they cut you off in traffic. Maybe your boss criticized your work. Maybe a friend forgot your birthday. You got angry, right? Offended, hurt. But what if they were just an empty boat? What if they weren't trying to hurt you? What if they were just drifting, lost in their own current, their own chaos, their own pain? When you see people as empty boats, anger becomes impossible. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise. And here's the deeper lesson. You are also a boat. Right now, you're loaded with cargo. Who you think you should be, what others expect of you, the masks you wear, the roles you play. Every day, you're rowing this heavy, overloaded boat. And every time someone bumps into you, you almost capsize, because you're carrying too much weight. Solitude is how you empty your boat. When you spend time alone, truly alone, you start dropping the cargo. You stop performing. You stop pretending. You stop being who everyone else needs you to be, and you become light. An empty boat cannot be offended. An empty boat cannot be hurt. An empty boat flows with the river instead of fighting against it. This is the power of solitude. But here's the problem. We live in a world that worships noise. Silence terrifies us. We walk with headphones on. We fall asleep with Netflix playing. We check our phones within 8 minutes of waking up. A Harvard study found the average American checks their phone 96 times a day. That's once every 10 minutes. Why? Because when the noise stops, we have to face ourselves. And most of us don't like what we find. Lao Tzu, the founder of Taoism, asked a question 2,500 years ago that we still can't answer. Do you have the patience to wait until your mud settles and the water is clear? Imagine a glass of water filled with dirt. When you're constantly moving, working, socializing, scrolling, you're shaking the glass. The water is murky, cloudy. You can't see through it. This is your mind right now. How do you clear it? Do you stick your hand in and try to push the mud down? No, that just makes it worse. The only way is to stop, put the glass down, and wait. In stillness, the heavy particles sink to the bottom. The water becomes crystal clear. Solitude is the table. When you stop shaking your life with other people's drama, the mud settles. And suddenly, you have clarity. You know what you want. You know who you are. You know what matters. This clarity is wisdom, and wisdom only grows in silence. So how do you actually do this? How do you reclaim solitude in a world designed to keep you distracted? Here's what I want you to do. A 7-day solitude experiment. Day 1. Tomorrow morning, before you touch your phone, sit for 5 minutes. That's it. Just sit. On your bed, on a chair, on the floor, doesn't matter. Do not meditate. Do not try to think positive thoughts. Just exist. Your brain will panic. Check your messages. Something important might have happened. You're wasting time. Let it scream. You just sit. Day 2 to 3. Increase to 10 minutes. Your thoughts will get louder. Memories will surface. Anxieties will bubble up. Do not fight them. Do not push them away. Just watch them. Like clouds passing across the sky. Day 4. This is where most people quit. You'll think, this is boring. This is stupid. Nothing is happening. That voice? That's your ego, begging you to go back to the noise. Ignore it. Day 5 to 6. Something shifts. You'll start to crave the silence. Just a little. Like the first sip of water after a long run. You'll notice you're less reactive, less anxious. Small things that used to bother you don't anymore. Day 7. You'll understand. The silence isn't empty. It's full. Full of you. The real you. The one you forgot about. After 7 days, come back to this video. Leave a comment. Tell me, what did you discover when the noise stopped? Let me leave you with this. The world will not understand your solitude. Your friends will text, "Where are you? Why are you being weird?" Your family will worry, "Are you depressed?" People will say, "You're missing out. Come out, live a little." And you'll be tempted, because loneliness hurts. But here's the truth they'll never tell you. Loneliness is temporary. Clarity is forever. In 6 months, the sheep will still be running in circles. But you'll be the tiger. Calm, clear, powerful. Not because you hate people, but because you learn to love yourself more. There's an old saying, sheep flock together for safety, but the tiger walks alone. The sheep needs the herd because it's prey. The tiger walks alone because it's apex. So walk your path, walk it alone. And in that silence, you won't find emptiness. You'll find something they never taught you. You were never broken. You were never incomplete. You just needed the noise to stop, to remember. The Tao is always with you, especially when you're alone.